What is up, guys? Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the history of Star Wars and how to watch it. So, this is basically going to be a guide for the beginners who don't really know how to get into Star Wars. So, let's start off by going right over here, as you can see, with the history of Star Wars. So, it all started in 1977 when George Lucas made the first Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, right over here. Then, the movie got so many good reviews that he decided to do a second one, which was Empire Strikes Back. And, of course, this one even got better than the fourth one. So then, to finish off the trilogy, he made Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now, this right here is the original trilogy. It's what we call the original trilogy. Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, 1977, 1980, and 1983. So, he did Episode 4, 5, and 6 first, and that's basically what started off the franchise. Then, I'm sure there were a lot of books and stuff throughout the years, but we're not going to really get into the books because I've only read one Star Wars book, which was Queen Peril, and I'm going to read the Thrawn trilogy soon and all that, but let's not get off topic. So, right over here, we do have in 1995, there was the Dark Forces video game, and that, of course, was really good too. So what happened was they made Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, and Jedi Knight Mystery of the Sith. 1999, George Lucas decided to make a prequel to these three movies right here because they were so good. So in 1999 he made Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and this movie wasn't super well received by the audience. I really liked it, but some people didn't, and that's okay. So then in 1999 he made Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and of course then, after that, what he did in 2002 was he made Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, which kind of continued this Anakin story from Episode 1. So, then, what happened was there was the Jedi Outcast, kind of following the story of Mysteries of the Sith and all that stuff. And then in 2003, there weren't that many things, but there was the Clone Wars 2D animation series with the newly best game of the year, Knights of the Old Republic Star Wars game. It's basically set 4,000 years before Episode 1 or something like that. And then they made a Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, a sequel to the Jedi Outcast. In 2004, this KOTOR game was received so well that Obsidian here made a KOTOR 2, the second one. So, in 2004. So then, in 2005, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was basically what concluded George Lucas's 6 films. As you can see, 1999 was Episode 1, then 2002 is Episode 2, then Episode 3, Episode 4, 5, and 6. So he started off by doing Episode 4, 5, and 6, and then after what he did was he went and did 1, 2, and 3. So then after that, it's after in that same year there was another Star Wars video game called Republic Commando. A few years passed, and in 2008 George Lucas made the Clone Wars movie set between Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And following that movie, he also made a series, and this series, went throughout the years until 2020, and then, in that same year, there was the Force Unleashed game. 2010 was Force Unleashed 2, because the game was so well received, and The Old Republic, a brand new video game. Then, this is really important. 2012 was the year that George Lucas sells Star Wars to Disney. So, what happened was Disney decided to completely remove everything except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, for example, they removed all the Old Republic games, Force Unleashed 2, Republic Commando, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, and all that went to a little section called Legends. So that we just pushed that away in a new section, and then 2014 they made the Rebels series, where that's part of canon, which is the new timeline. And then in 2015 they made, of course, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and then so they made Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens in 2015, thus starting a new timeline called canon, and then everything else was just Legends. There were more books in that timeline, so in the Legends timeline. So now now pretty much not a lot of stuff like happened with the Legends. Now it's all gonna be canon with the movies, series, and video games. So then, of course, we did have like Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, a few other games, and in 2016 we got Rogue One. Rogue One is a movie that happens everything right before Episode 4, A New Hope. And then in 2018 we got The Last Jedi, and 2019 we got The Rise of Skywalker. So this is basically Episode 7, Episode 8, Episode 9. This is continuing like the trilogy right over here, and adding some new characters, of course, like Rey, Finn, and all that. And that's basically continuing the trilogy. Then they made a whole bunch of series, video games, and 2019 that was the last movie until a long time. Now they're basically focusing on series. So in 2020 they made in 2019 they made The Mandalorian Season 1, which is a huge hit. Then in 2021 they made Bad Batch. 2022 they made a whole bunch of series. Then 2023 they made Ahsoka. 2024 they made Acolyte, and here just a bunch of more series that are in the timeline. And in 2026 we're gonna get a Mandalorian and Grogu movie and a Maul show. So now that we're done explaining like all the dates and stuff, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna show you guys the ways to watch, the different ways to watch Star Wars. So here we have option 1, the classic way. You guys can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 normally, or you guys can do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter. So this is like, if you do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, it's basically the order of release. If you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's the chronological order in the timeline. Option 2 is the flashback way. So what you're gonna want to do is you guys are gonna want to go Episode 4, Episode 5. Then the option 1 is basically your first watch. The first time you watch these 6 movies, then this is your first watch. Your second watch could be the flashback way. So Episode 4, Episode 5. If you guys liked Episode 1, you can watch Episode 1, 2, 3. If you guys didn't, you guys can just watch Episode 2, Episode 3. Then Episode 6. So that's basically the flashback way. That's how I like to call it. And this would be your second time watching all 6 movies, or 5 movies if you didn't like Episode 1. So then option 3 is the complete Legends timeline way. You guys can, of course, go with KOTOR 2, The Old Republic, and go through all those video games. Here we have the timeline. You guys can take a screenshot of this if you guys want to get into the Legends part of the timeline. Then, right over here we have the canon, option 4, the complete canon timeline. So this is everything after like 2012. So of course the first thing would be like Rebels 2014. So it sadly starts off with the Acolytes. I honestly did not enjoy this show. Not a lot of people did. So I kind of am suggesting that you guys skip this first one, because it wasn't that well received and I didn't really like it. And if you guys just start off with this one, you'll probably think that the other series aren't that good. The other series are actually good. For example, Andor's good, Mandalorian's good. It's just this Acolyte first one isn't really that good. So you guys can do the 6. This is gonna be your second time you watch it. Then this could be your third time you watch it, and this could be the 4th time you watch all of Star Wars. So that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. I really hope this video helped on the beginners who are kind of trying to integrate themselves into the Star Wars universe. So if this helped, make sure you guys subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. So thank you guys all very much for watching.